Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of F1 2016 Mobile Career Mode. Today we have episode 47 at the Bahrain Grand Prix in Season 4. Check out the last video if you haven't seen it already. It was posted about a week ago at the Australian Grand Prix, where we basically revealed that we are going to be driving as Valtteri Bottas in the Williams, and we are doing a 10 race season. So I'm going to spoil it now. If you haven't seen it, click away. Basically, we absolutely dominated that race and won by something like 45 seconds with an extra pit stop. So yeah, we come into this race after a single race with the championship lead. So hopefully let's see if we can try and extend it here today. This is not the best track for me personally, however it's also not a great track for the AI, so it could be a very, very interesting race.
Welcome to Sakhir for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix. We hope you're ready for an exciting evening's action.
So we've qualified in P7, not bad considering the car we've got. It's pretty good to manage to out-qualify one of the Red Bulls in the form of Daniel Ricciardo. However, considering we were on the front row at the last race in Australia, it's probably could have been a better quality session from me. It's going to be a two-stop today again. I think I've got the pace and the confidence to try a two-stop given the last race. So we're going to start on the super soft tyres with a middle stint on the softs and then finishing on the supers again, as there are now 5 red lights and they are out for the Bahrain Grand Prix in Season 4. It's a pretty good start off the line. Then I have to brake to avoid Verstappen as we head down to Turn 1. It looks like I have dropped a couple of places. However, the AI are going to all start squabbling on the inside. I'm going to take the outside line round the outside of a couple of cars here. We have to brake to leave some room, and there we go. We're up into 4th place, make it P5, because there goes Kimi Raikkonen. So we have actually managed to gain, I think, 4 places back by going the long way round at Turn 1. Here we go, braking again. This is Sebastian Vettel completely shunting me out wide there. There wasn't much I could do to avoid Seb. Anyway, here goes Vettel and Verstappen wheel to wheel down the hill. I have to take a back seat. I'm a little bit all over the place at the moment. I think I just squeezed out Sergio Perez and now being put on the curb as we're looking down the inside to cover the inside line there and protect myself from being dive bombed. Still, halfway through the first lap, we have gained 1 position from where we started. That's always a bonus to make sure we're gaining positions, and we've got the top 5 right in front of us. The 2 Mercedes running away as they always do. Vettel's been overtaken by Verstappen. Max had a bit of a wide moment there. However, once we get down to turn 11, this is where the AI every lap without fail do something funny. There you go, thank you very much. We're now onto the podium. Bob's your uncle, see you later. Let's get after the Mercedes. Yeah, there's a weird glitch. There's some parts of this Bahrain track where the AI are just doing some very, very strange things. Anyway, there goes Hamilton. There's another strange thing that the AI do at the end of lap number 2 this is. So I'm now up into P2 because Lewis Hamilton, well, can't keep the car on the track. I've set the fastest lap of the race. However, Vettel then goes half a second faster. I have a half look down the inside at Nico Rosberg. Don't forget, I started in P7. And this is already not only just starting lap number 3, and I'm already battling for the lead. So it's been a great start for this race for us, and we've got Nico Rosberg here, the Mercedes driver, keen to try and take back the championship trophy that he won in Season 2. Of course, we absolutely dominated the Drivers' Championship and really the Constructors' Championship last season. 9 tenths faster in the first sector alone. We've got a great run on Nico Rosberg there to the outside line. The German's going to squeeze me a little bit there. I wonder if there's a little bit of contact made. We've got through. There's the happy weave. Rosberg got great traction though out of turn number 8 into turn 10. We're braking. Rosberg completely sends it. We've made a bit of contact. He almost spins me round there, and Rosberg's going to get back through. This is a great scrap for the lead of the race. However, is the German going to keep the place or maybe not? We're coming up to turn 11. Rosberg does indeed go wide as expected, and now that is the lead completely secured for me there. However, it is now the end of lap number 5, and I'm going to make the first of 2 scheduled pit stops. I'm going to take a very, very late pit entry to dummy the Mercedes. and make them think that we were staying out, when in reality we are coming in for the undercut onto the soft tyres. And we're going to stretch this to about lap 10 or 11 before we come in for our final scheduled stop onto the super soft tyres. So out of the pit lane we come. That's very annoying, and that's going to cost me an extra place to Carlos Sainz. Otherwise, I'm sure if I'd have been controlling that, we would have been ahead. Here we go on the Spaniards through the middle sector. Pretty standard move there. Sainz not leaving me much space. He suddenly cuts back across me. However, I managed to get past him there. A little bit of contact made. Not the cleanest overtake for sure, but come on, we've got it done as Ricciardo has a complete wobbly down at turn 10. He really screws that up, and now he's going to be under severe pressure from me. I've got DRS, however that doesn't have too much of effect in this game. We can just wait for Daniel to go wide. There he does, and we're going to slot through very nicely into P6. Next up, the Mexican driver Esteban Gutierrez driving the Haas. Very much outperforming that car, it would seem, currently inside the top 5, however I believe he is yet to make a stop. He goes wide at the final corner along with most of the AI, and there you go, that's 3 overtakes just on my outlap. So that's good that we're making quick progress with this traffic. Next up, Sebastian Vettel, my ex-team, ex-driver if you like. Vettel a little bit funny there as well, like the AI do, and we're going to slot through there. So again, this is very much an overtaking montage. I'm going to try not to make the video too long, because I want to create good content and make it entertaining for you guys by showing the best bits of the race. Raikkonen goes wide there, we've gone wide with him, and we've just spun him round. Kimi, I'm so sorry. I completely messed the corner up. There wasn't much I could have done. However, notice on the minimap that was both Mercedes into the pit lane, and we are comfortably ahead. And don't forget, this is now for net position, because the Mercedes will do a 1 stop. I have 1 more stop left to make. Lap number 9, that's me overtaking Marcus Ericsson, the Swedish driver, completely squeezing me off track. But yeah, back to the incident with Raikkonen. I think I just massively outbraked myself and ended up running wide, a little bit like the AI always seem to do. But yeah, that was totally my fault. Shut up, phone. Yes, I am going to keep that in the recording. Anyway, that was me overtaking Sainz. Again, the Spanish driver not giving me any grief there. Nice to see the blue flags not being a pain in the bum for once. Anyway, I've gone a little bit wide there again at the final corner, so I'm having a couple of issues of my own, so I'm actually just going to call it quits with these tyres. Yeah, it was a very short second stint. No idea what happened there on the pit lane entry. I didn't think I touched anything, but the game just suddenly sent me all over the shop. I don't know, it sounded like I touched something. 2.5 second stop onto the super soft tyres, and where are we coming out? In P3. So I think despite me starting in P7, there's going to be absolutely no problems with me getting a podium in this race, which is a great recovery. This is lap number 11. This is still my outlap. You might have noticed I was 7/10 quicker just in the middle sector, including overtaking a lapped car. So that says something. Hamilton goes wide, and that's now P2. So yeah, that's what I don't like about Bahrain in this track, is the AI do some funny things, which means it's quite easy for me to be so much better than them, even though I always race on max difficulty. And again, this is now the penultimate lap of the race already, so we are catching up to Nico Rosberg quite quickly as we lap Sainz for the 2nd time today. Don't forget, I had to make a pit stop and he would have unlapped himself then. As this is Grosjean next in the Haas. What's he going to do? Is he going to be a good boy and get out of the way? Or maybe not. He's just I tried to go down the inside. He's just completely squeezing me off. Then the Frenchman makes contact. And there goes Hamilton. Thank you very much, Roman. You just cost me P2 in this race. Anyway, down in the left-hander towards turn 10. I've collided with Hamilton, and now I've got front wing damage. Grosjean is not making this easy, and he just seems to be completely refusing to get out of the way. I've got DRS, but first of all, he completely obstructed me at turn 8, and I've got wing damage. Hamilton goes wide there. There's going to be no problems with getting past him again. But this is now the final lap of the Bahrain Grand Prix, and that you might have just noticed in front of Haryanto, that is Nico Rosberg. So this is going to be a close finish. We know the AI are doing some very funny things on this circuit. DRS down the back straight from the lap car. Here comes Hamilton. I defended the inside. Hamilton's going to go wide, and this is Rosberg. He's just rejoined on the track. We're right behind him. This is going to be a really close finish to this race. However, I have to lift off there through turn 12 because of the damage. Here we come. We're following the German driver, but he gets great traction. The gap is only 7/10 of a second. Hamilton's only a couple of tenths behind me. This is him in the wing mirrors. This is him in the proximity arrow. However, this is going to be such a close finish with the top 3. Rosberg goes wide again through the final corner. Is it going to be enough for us to catch him? It doesn't look like it is quite. Nico Rosberg will cross the line to win the Bahrain Grand Prix, but we take second by only 7/10 of a second. Hamilton third. only a further half a second behind me. What a finish that was. That was very, very close indeed to beat the top three, covered by nothing. Rosberg, Bottas, Hamilton, and then we have Vettel, Raikkonen, Gutierrez P6 for Haas. Great drive from the Mexican driver. Then it's Dani Kvyat in P7 ahead of Perez, Wehrlein and Alonso completing the points. Both Red Bull drivers qualifying inside the top 10, and once again they finished on Jupiter. I've no idea what happens to them in these races. They just seem to have awful race pace. It was a similar pattern at the start of last season. Anyway, in terms of the Drivers' Championship, myself and Rosberg are equal on points, having had a first and a second each from the opening two races. Hamilton third, having picked up the final spot on the podium in both races. Then come to two Ferraris. Still, my teammate Felipe Massa P5 in Australia, only P11 today, so he didn't score any more points. However, obviously with Mercedes having double podiums in both races, they understandably have a 20-point lead in the Constructors' Championship. However, we do maintain second place. However, I imagine the Ferraris will be putting us under pressure. Interestingly, Red Bull and Sauber are the only teams yet to score. Anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. Please be sure to like, share and subscribe. Let's get to 500 subscribers. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and join my Discord server. Both links are in the description below. And I'll see you guys all next time. Goodbye.